This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish, founder of Abish Financial Services.
A lot of firms out there say they will do tax planning, say they will do Social Security planning and RMD planning, and typically they just do investment management. They want your money.
You've worked hard your whole life to earn and save. Now you need a plan to make that money work hard for you.
Where do you stand today with your retirement accounts, with your insurance, with Social Security, RMDs, taxes, all of it? This is how we need to think. We need to think outside of the box on these matters.
Abe is here to help you unlock the keys to your retirement.
We have officially entered into what's hopefully, at least the first week gone by, a shiny, happy new year for everybody listening. And is there anything that you have specifically that you do at the start of every new year?
Well, Shelly and I always talk about, Heather, what we want to accomplish for the next year, and maybe even have sometimes a 3 to a 5 year plan.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's always good. It's some of the most productive time you're going to spend either personally with your family, even in business, is, getting that pen to paper and kind of dreaming up what you want to accomplish. And it's really cool to look back at what you have accomplished and look at those notes that you've, come up with over the years and kind of seen where you've come and where you are today. That's a pretty cool thing for me anyways. But yeah, Shelly and I always do that. There's always a new diet plan involved too. Like, what's up with that? She's usually like, Abe, you know what? You're 5 pounds heavier this year. We got a new diet. We got to get you on a diet.
No. All right.
Yeah.
Any success tips? Asking for a friend.
You know what? We definitely eat organic. We eat healthy. We try to do low carb.
Yeah.
Sugar's not good for anybody, so we try to limit that. Try to do low carb, high protein, a lot of vegetables. Just common stuff. But you know what? The common stuff and the common sense diet is not easy when
it's way
you come
more
home.
Fun. The Christmas sense diet is way more fun.
Yeah, I know. Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's a lot of fun. Those the food around those holidays. But anyways, it's good to have pen to paper, dream up what you want to accomplish this year and into the future, and then go get it. Put it into action. Yeah. Take action on what you want to achieve, including financial confidence and financial dignity and as much, added peace of mind that you can add to your financial lives. Definitely take that into consideration too and put a plan around that.
Well, and that's obviously what you work every single day in your offices there at Abish Financial Services to help the folks that come to you with these kinds of questions figure out a personal plan for each person that comes to you. And you brought up the idea of financial confidence. We do often talk about being just that, financially confident in our retirement years. But what about happiness? I want to talk about that with the obvious exception of being financially stable. What do you think makes people happy in their retirement?
Spending time with family, hobbies, just keeping busy, doing things that you like to do. That could be working on your car, working in your garage, working around your house, exercising, traveling. Most of our clients like to do. We have one client I can think of right now. He's going for a 3rd master's degree. So just continual education. And it might not be serious. It could just be education on, I don't know, something online or whatever, So taking classes, volunteering makes people very happy. So I really encourage that as well. But those are some of the things that I can think of that our clients tell us that they're very happy with, into retirement. And so we just had a lady call into our show. She's in her early 60s, and I can tell you she wasn't very happy before she met us, and that's why she called in. Retiring in a few years, early 60s, lives in Reston, Virginia, $1.5 million saved. And the reason why she wasn't happy is because she was with a firm that she felt was incompetent. Came to one of our educational workshops, and she was really blown away. And this is oftentimes the case, or like, man, I had no idea this whole other world of knowledge and way of planning existed. And that's because, Heather, you have phase 1 and phase 2 of a retirement plan. You have growth, climbing up that retirement mountain, which is what you hear about most of in the news. Max out your 401ks and the new hottest fund and crypto and Amazon stock and this stock and that stock, Tesla and, all these high flying tech stocks and just, things that are easy to talk about in the market. But then our clients hit the top of that retirement mountain and they're like, wait a minute. Wow. I've got $1 million now. I've got $2 million now, $3 million now, $500,000, whatever it is that your goal was. I'm here. I'm 62 Now I'm thinking about retiring. Do I have enough? And what about all of these other things that I keep hearing about that could affect my wealth? And how should I deal with these things? Like, this lady is 62 and she's in great shape and she's healthy. Yeah. She could easily live to 92, 95, 98. And she knows that. She goes skiing all the time with her son. And so she wants to know that her income and that her assets are going to be there when she is 92 because she plans to live that long. So longevity, living long, healthcare, taxes, what if they go up? Inflation. What if we have market trouble and corrections and volatility right as we're pulling money out of our life savings we've worked so hard for versus putting money in? It's a lot easier when you're putting money in and you're working than when you're pulling money out and you've stopped working.
Right.
So she felt that the firm she was working with was incompetent. She felt that the firm she was working with was purely a growth and accumulation focused, investment focused firm, which they were, came to one of our workshops really addressing all of the things in phase 2 and again was blown away. So what did we do? We offered that complimentary comparison and compass check for her. She was able to see all the pros and cons, Heather, of what she was currently invested in, what she owned. Once she saw the differences, she implemented the plan with us right away.
All right, so while we're on this idea of happiness and working to create a plan to encourage our happiness in all these years ahead, Abe, interesting question. Have you ever noticed that the anticipation of doing something is often more fun than actually doing it? I always say that Thursday is my favorite day of the week because it's Friday Eve. It's like the weekend's right in front of you. And the concept is not lost when it comes to our retirement. Market Watch columnist Robert Powell says it's also true of planning for retirement.
I always happen to think that when you're saving for retirement, you're thinking all about the reward, and that when you're in retirement, you're thinking all about the risk. And I would say start thinking about the risk long before you get to retirement. Inflation, longevity, market risk. If folks haven't thought about these risks, they ought to look at them before they retire and then look at all the different ways that you could manage and mitigate these risks. Don't go into retirement without having done an evaluation of the risks that you might face and whether you've got them covered.
So I guess this is where you come in, right, Abe? Your job is to help us identify these potential risks and, more importantly, come up with a plan to ensure that we are covered if they arise.
Exactly right, Heather. Exactly right. If I would sum it up, we are a risk management firm. We manage risk.
Got it.
What does that mean? You have enough money saved and you're concerned, just like this gentleman. We just talked about it in our prior example with the lady in Reston, Virginia. We help our clients lower and mitigate risk on all of these areas that could blow up a great savings plan. Like, again, what if we've saved enough money, but it's all in a TSP or 401k or IRA and taxes go up? Well, you've saved enough money and now you're at the government's mercy to have taxes go up on your entire life savings. Well, you know what? We don't have to leave that to chance. We can take action. We can do something about it. And there's a lot we can't control, but there is a lot we can control. And we need to focus on what we can control and mitigating and lowering tax, working on inflation, getting dead money off the sidelines, all of these things we talk about so often on the show are things we can control. It's just a matter of taking action. Just like you're going to take action on keeping in good shape, just like you're going to take action on making sure you have a good diet, making sure you take action on progressing in your career, spending time with your family and friends, and anything that's important to you, you're going to make time for that. And if your financial and retirement plan is important to you, you are going to make time for that as well. And you're going to be glad that you did. We had a lady that called into our show, Heather. She's 60. She's almost retired. She's a part-time teacher at a university in the area. She's a 6 on our risk scale, a scale of 1 to 10. And she saved $1.5 million, wow. $1.5 million. So she's here at the finish line. And she is concerned, just like most people that call into our show, with all of the things that could potentially mess this up. Here she is, 60, worked 35 to 40 years to get here, to build up this life savings. She wants to get out of harm's way, and she wants to have professionals kind of take it over from here. Biggest reason why she called into our show, Heather, is because she had an advisor that she had for 30 to 35 years that left her. And you'd be surprised, right? This advisor had been with her and her with him for 30 to 35 years, but the advisor didn't even let her know that he was leaving and moving on to another firm. And that she was really upset about. Kind of felt like, he betrayed her, and she immediately lost trust in her advisor because of that. So she called into the show, and she's like, hey, they should have reached out. They should have told me what was going on. And here I feel like we had this relationship, and I feel betrayed.
Abandoned, yeah.
Yep. So she called in for a second opinion and a complimentary comparison on everything that she had built. When we did her investment and risk analysis, we discovered a variable annuity, which was really old. And I would say a lot of times, Heather, when we see variable annuities come in, we are trying to help those people get out of those products for two main reasons. Number one, they're very high in fee. What is normal is 3 to 4% in annual fees, highway robbery. So that's one of the reasons why we try to help people get out. And then when the markets go down, those values will go down, and people kind of buy into this product that they never fully understand. And people don't like owning things they don't understand. Right. So we helped her to get out of that into a fixed indexed annuity specifically for a lot of reasons. But also, her accounts were all over the place, so we helped her with consolidation, and we helped her to put together a distribution plan, a income-generating distribution plan that in just the next few years she can turn on, that she can be confident in, that it will generate her income, that can last the rest of her life, that it will address taxes, potentially going up, that it will address longevity, it address consolidation, it addressed a risk reduction, which he was concerned with, just market volatility, etc.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit retirementkeyradio.com. And join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 2 p.m. on WMAL.
Patrick Volk is an investment advisor representative of J. Hagan Capital, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish and Patrick Volk are licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish or Patrick Volk. NPN number 770-3575 and NPN number 727-978.